All right. It is Sunday night, and you know what that means. It is time for another episode of the Man Event. Hey, listen, we are only 4 weeks away until baseball games count, but we're only 3 weeks away from the 1-year anniversary of the first Man Event show. Boom. So today, we have some thoughts on NFL free agency, Dr. Seuss, Vegas Knights kicked out of their hotel. March Madness is right around the corner, and there will be some big teams missing out. I am B-Love. The Pooh Bear and TSG, how many PTO days do these guys get? But don't worry, Chief is with me, and we have a special guest, Chef Javi. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Man Event. Time to rip it up. And the Chief and I, we have been working all day, barely made it. We are working on the never-ending project.
This is a 2-day project, and we're on day 10.
On my back deck, planning this out, and you said this is a 2-day project. 1 day for demo, 1 day to do it. And we're on 9. So it's pretty. We put up the last board today, though. The last part of the ceiling, the tongue and groove ceiling, it's going to look awesome. But here we are. So, by the way, how much PTO time do we get?
Dude, we need to nail that policy down because I mean, okay, I don't even know if it's now we got to get to a whole new era. I mean, it's like how many guys are allowed to take off at once? I mean, we got.
I'm going to say this. I'm glad I'm on the show, but I've seen TSG take more PTO days than anybody.
Listen. He's had more off days than Matty Ho since Matty Ho left the show.
I hope Chef Javi brought a wig. If there's a wig of shame, we know who's up. So,
listen, man, we actually do. We do have a great show planned, and we got a lot of things to talk about. I think this will move pretty fast, so stay with us. If you're tuning in, feel free to comment along. I'll be manning those chats. We'd love to get into dialogue or conversation with you, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. We can see those both. But while you're doing that, make sure that you're liking both the YouTube page and the Facebook page. And your likes and comments and shares are greatly appreciated. So let's kick it off, guys. I'm wearing.
I see it. You got your Buccaneers shirt back on.
The not just the Buccaneers shirt, Clifford. The 2021 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Well, this isn't a special one, but if you're going to refer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from now on, I would appreciate you to give them their proper title.
My bad. So, the fact that we are the reigning Super Bowl champions and, having the GOAT coming back as a quarterback, we have become an attractive place for a lot of yesterday's big name stars that are trying to come to Tampa Bay via free agency. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, go ahead, Javi. I was about to interrupt you.
You were good. You're good. Talk is what one was Adrian Peterson, I think was one. Did you hear that one?
Adrian Peterson, I think, has been the most vocal out there. And I'm going to tell you, I've got a list of guys that we can go through, but Adrian Peterson is number one on my list of guys we don't need. He's 35 years old.
He's
injury prone. Yeah. I mean,
I'm with you.
Look, I am not here. We are not here as, of course, if you back up the tape about 9 months, you're going to see me complaining about Tom Brady and Gronkowski coming in here and Antonio Brown.
What did you call Brady?
I'll say it, the Billy Goat.
I did call him the Billy Goat.
So what is he now, Cliff?
Look, I have backtracked on that. I will say he did. Okay, I originally felt, especially after he was having a rough start, that he needed Belichick as much as Belichick needed him. Okay, and as it turns out, he doesn't need Belichick. I mean, he is really and truly, the GOAT. So he is no longer. My bad. Okay, so but Adrian Peterson, look. I'm not interested in that. We do have running backs that can hit holes. We got guys that can catch the ball out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. If we're going to do something with running backs, we need to get younger at running backs.
I would rather see us re-sign Leonard Fournette. I know you're against that. I know you're against that, Chief. Javi, I'm not sure where you stand, but I would rather see us re-sign Leonard Fournette. Maybe pick up a running back in the draft. But to your point, in the NFL, running backs are almost a dime a dozen.
And not only that, we're not going to be a charity case for somebody wanting to win a Super Bowl ring. I mean, that's just about him getting a ring. That's not even Jason's in his mind. He's going to put the team together, and everybody wants that ring. Adrian's being very vocal with it, but if we sign Fournette back, which I'm okay with, but if you ask me this, not to go off topic, if I have to choose between Levante David or Leonard Fournette, I'm going Levante David. So hopefully they make a deal with that.
Javi, I'm 100% with you, but you're
about to get a
dissenting opinion. You're about to get a dissenting opinion.
And I say that because
he's comparing apples and oranges. The thing is, he's comparing $2 million and $10 million. It's not the same. Look, I don't hate Leonard Fournette. I mean, I love what the guy did for us in the playoffs, Super Bowl, everything else. I am not against the guy, but what I am against is if he's going to show up and say, hey, time to pay me, then I'm going to say, hey, adios, my man, because we can find another, running back that can hit the holes, just as hard. Besides them, there's a lot of other guys. Y'all want to hear what I have about these guys?
Yeah,
let's do it.
So, people are talking, and there's one on here that I'm going to get. I'm going to save him for last. Okay. But Javion Clowney, you remember he's a former number 1 overall draft pick.
Yes.
And
I see that.
People are saying that, if we lose Shaq Barrett, because Shaq Barrett has said, and, I'm okay with him. Shaq says, hey, I want to get paid. And okay, so go ahead. I just don't know that we have the bankroll for it, And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't know that did we make Shaq Barrett or did Shaq Barrett make himself? Because he has the benefit of playing, next to Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, and JPP, who are all pulling attention away from him. So Javion Clowney, this guy, man, he has a knee injury. Last year, he played 8 games. He only played 8 games. How many sacks did he have? Anybody?
3.
Anybody?
Not a clue.
3.
0. 8 games he played in. He had no sacks. This guy, and throughout his entire career, that's his thing. He made a lot of talk. He told people that if you don't draft me number 1, I'm gonna make you pay. You'll regret it. Blah 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 blah.
So
blah.
Chief, he came out and said he wanted to be a Buccaneer.
There's I don't know that he's actually said it, but a lot of people out there are kind of directing him towards Tampa. Like, hey man, if Barrett leaves, Javion Clowney, possibly a guy.
Well, and if Barrett's asking for money, here's my thing that I think Jason and Bruce can throw at the table. Where were you against the Redskins? Where were you prior to the last 4 games of the regular season? Things didn't happen till Green Bay and the Super Bowl when Vita Vea came back, but he was inexistent, right? Or inexistent, whatever the word is. But
wow. So
what do you do with that?
Chief on this, you think we can afford to lose Shaq Barrett?
Yeah,
wow. I think we can afford to lose him.
Yeah,
I mean, we got 3, possibly 4. That's my teaser for the end of my pick here. Studs on that defensive line. Okay, that I think would make almost any NFL defensive end look amazing. So,
I mean, I would like to keep the same team to go back in, but if we have to make some changes, I'm okay with Shaq Barrett for Clowney. I think Clowney could take the place, fill in the spot.
There's other free agents there that I'd rather see here than Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, how about Marcus Golden? Marcus Golden, defensive end. He played He played at the Cardinals, and then he went to the Giants, and then back to the Cardinals. Well, I don't understand that whole move back and forth. Is he following the money, or I don't know? Maybe he found out the grass wasn't greener on the other side. But this guy's expensive, and I just don't know that he's any upgrade from Shaq Barrett, in all honesty.
Okay.
Is KJ Wright on your list?
He's not. No. What are your thoughts?
From Seattle. Don't know what he can do. I can't tell. He might have been an outside linebacker too.
So also on my list, any receiver. Any receiver out there that wants to come to Tampa Bay.
And it's so funny, Cliff.
TikTok doors are locked. We don't need it.
So I'm gonna.
You don't need them.
This is where I'm gonna disagree.
Okay.
I looked at the free agent list today, preparing for this show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need to franchise Chris Godwin. That's right. I said it.
Wow.
I said it.
All right. Talk to me.
I say the guy plays for the contract we're willing to pay him right now, or we go find somebody who can. That list of wide receiver free agents is long.
But
and listen, hold on.
Go ahead.
Do you think Brady makes a receiver better, or receivers make Brady better?
I definitely believe Brady makes the receivers better, but it takes time. It takes time to build that relationship with these guys. And we saw, the second half of the season, Tom Brady was way more effective than he was the first half of the season. Same quarterback, same receivers. They just didn't have that chemistry built yet. So I think the chemistry it's a factor that you can't bring in. I don't care who it is. I don't care how many reps they've run in the NFL.
Juju could come in here. Boom. And take over.
He's younger than Chris Godwin.
He could do it.
He's younger than Chris Godwin. 100%. You look at that, and I should have printed it out and maybe we'll talk about it, but you look at that list of free agent wide receivers under the age of 30, it is shocking. I would not waste the money on a franchise tag for Chris Godwin. By the way, the Buccaneers only have 2 days left. You have to make that franchise tag by Tuesday. Yeah. My hopes are they're working on a long-term deal to not have to do that so that they can place that franchise tag on Levante David.
And I'm a fan of Levante David, probably one of the best cover linebackers in the league. I mean, you hate to lose it.
Right now, we don't like, thank cover. God B. Love is not the general manager.
Can Devin White cover yet? I mean, he did get the last picks, but can he cover like David could? That's a big loss, man, to me.
So Chris Godwin has something that a lot of these other receivers can never have, and that's his size. He's a big guy.
He's 6'1".
6'6". Yeah, he's 6'1". He's fast, and he's got long arms, great hands. That that area up here, you can't defend that if you're 5'10", trying to cover a guy 6'1", who vertical jump of whatever. That's undefendable space. That's where Mike Evans is open. Mike Evans is open there every play.
And runs after the catch too. The break tackles that he does and stuff like that.
I see your point, B-Love, about that we have good receivers on this team now. We have amazing receivers on this team now. That's why I said no receivers. Of course, I was putting the franchise tag, on Chris Godwin.
Tyler Johnson, Cliff. We were talking about him.
I don't know that David's the guy that I would put it on at that point. I would have to do some real soul searching to see where I would go at that point. How about this? How about this one? Gerald McCoy.
No.
Ooh.
Well, hold on, man. Hold on, because
there's talk he wants to come back.
There is talk he wants to come back. And listen, hold on. Number one, he's coming home. Okay. Number two, he's going to be playing next to Ndamukong Suh. Okay. Iron sharpens iron. This is a guy who I'm going to tell you, he's the biggest hurt guy in the entire NFL. He was hurt every season. He comes out. Yeah, I think he shows up with Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh, Tom Brady, showing people how it's done professionally. And I'm telling you, people have said over and over again, look, Gerald McCoy was never an amazing run blocker or run stopper, but he was penetrate.
Disruptive.
He was
disruptive.
Yes. And I honestly feel that for, I mean, look, Ndamukong Suh, he played more plays this year than he did last year. But I mean, look, man, when you're 330, you're getting gassed out there. And when we have he's going to be better than Steve McClendon, and he's going to be better than Rojas. Yeah. So I think we can get him cheap too.
So are you saying that we sign him in lieu of JPP or Ndamukong Suh?
No. I think Ndamukong Suh's coming back for a reasonable price. JPP's under contract, so he's going to be here. Vita Vea is going to be here. Now, Steve McClendon's out of contract. You know that. So we picked him up when Vita Vea got injured. And then
we didn't see much of him either. I mean,
yeah, I think we picked him up because of his size. He's 330, 340, somewhere on those lines. And he's a clog, in the middle. So he can stop the run. But look, he's not disruptive like Vita Vea is or anything else. But Gerald McCoy is. And if he shows up ready to play now this is a guy who wants to come back for the ring, which I said I'm opposed to, but in this case I'm making an exception because he is a Buccaneer. He was drafted as a Buccaneer. He was here for a long time.
Second pick overall. Yep.
Yeah. Was he second pick overall?
I believe he was the second or fourth pick.
I think Ndamukong Suh went right.
He was right after Ndamukong. Ndamukong was 3.
So
and
how about that?
Gerald was 4.
Yes. Can you imagine getting both those guys? I mean, that's something that's 10 years ago.
We would have loved to see.
But Kong can play, man. Kong can still play, and that's because he's got that edge, that bulldog mentality. Gerald,
who's your surprise for us, Chief?
It was Gerald McCoy. Sorry, that was.
Oh, it's Gerald McCoy. Okay.
Yeah, Gerald McCoy. I should have built it up a little bit better before I dropped it.
The thing with Gerald is, I mean, he missed a whole season. He came off and he got hurt, right?
The guy's always hurt. Chief, you're the first guy being like the guy takes off.
Do you really?
Other play.
Do you think
you're the first guy sitting on my couch?
Yes.
Gerald McCoy's out of the game again.
Yeah,
that's you every Sunday.
You're right, because I know what he can do when he's in the game. So I do get frustrated when he's not in the game. I'm like, on it. This is the guy who doesn't play on the opposite side of the 50-yard line. Like he only comes in when they're defending their own 40 or something.
Hey, Cliff, does he?
Go ahead.
Does he ask for his number back?
Nope. Hey, he's the guy that followed the money. We brought Sue. Sue came in and took it. He gets a new number. He gets those two guys. You know what? They can arm wrestle over it for all I care, man.
You're right.
That would be really good.
Dude, that would be worth paying.
Who wants the number?
Oh, wow. Can I reverse just 1 second?
Yeah.
Back to the wide receiver position.
Okay.
Javi, I know you love this guy. What about Dez Bryant?
He's been out of the game too long.
He's a free agent.
He's been out.
He just played with Baltimore.
Did he even play a snap? I don't even think he played a snap.
I don't think he played. They signed him.
You know how hard it is. You know how I like Dez Bryant, but you know how hard it is to get back in football shape. It took Gronk 8 weeks plus whatever he did. Prior to that, I mean, not everybody can come back.
What about Larry Fitzgerald?
Leadership. That's all he can serve. That's all he can bring to the table.
Okay. All right. So let's segue out here a little bit of the free agent talk. Before we go, though, we've got to talk about Dez Bryant, by the way. I'm sorry, not Dez Bryant, but Dak Prescott, probably still the number one name on the board right now for free agents. I'm assuming the Cowboys put the franchise tag on him. But a big name this week, we talked about him on the show a couple of weeks ago when he asked for a release, J.J. Watt. Yeah. Did anybody see him going to the Cardinals?
The Cardinals are an interesting team. They're close. I don't know that J.J. Watt, gets them any closer, in all honesty. He's a lot like Gerald McCoy. This is a guy that's a big man when he's playing, when he's healthy, super productive, but he can't stay healthy either. So
I really thought he was going to go to Pittsburgh. And there were some people talking about he was going to come here for cheap. I knew he wasn't going to be cheap. I mean, I think what was it, 15 million he got with Arizona?
Million,
am I wrong?
Yeah, no, 15 million. You're right.
15 million. So maybe he followed a little bit of the money. I mean, the Cardinals, like Cliff said, are close. I mean, they got to the playoffs, right? Or pretty close. I mean, they can be scary. They can be scary.
I just thought that was an interesting move. I did not see him going there.
No, everything I was reading about, no one really had him going there. That's for sure. But
I
really thought he was going to go to Pittsburgh.
Almost like there's some part of the. By the way, Ben Roethlisberger signed again this week with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think that's any surprise to anybody.
No, I think.
Did you guys hear that Drew Brees might come back?
He's never actually said he's out. He's not out. And people are talking. Javi, you didn't watch the show last week because we did a whole segment on. And
Jameis is still a free agent too. Jameis he only had a 1-year deal in New Orleans. I'm surprised they haven't. Like if they thought there was something there, and they don't know whether their franchise quarterback is going to play another season.
Right?
Wouldn't you lock that guy up?
You got to lock a quarterback up, absolutely.
Yeah,
unless Taysom Hill's going to be their guy.
I think Belichick asked for him.
Cam Newton's a free agent too, by the way.
Oh man, Cam Newton and his dress are free. Okay,
where's he going to go? What was the other one who went to the Bears? Bears. Deshaun Watson might be going to the Bears. I think that's a good fit for him.
All right,
I think they should resign Allen Robinson for him to give him some help. But Deshaun Watson going to the Bears,
back to the Buccaneers, chasing that ring.
Mm-hmm.
What about Mike Glennon or Fitzmagic? Both free agents.
They are,
dude. Mike Glennon, not really my guy. Fitzmagic though, I love that guy, man. I mean, I did like him, man, and I loved him when he came out to that press conference, all dressed up, and that was great, But no, he's not our guy. I really think the next quarterback that the Buccaneers need to see is a draft pick, and they need to get young there too. And I think I know I've said it before, and apparently I'm going to say it again. This is the opportunity for a young quarterback to be mentored by the GOAT. You take that, you watch him, you learn from him, you do everything that the Garoppolo didn't do, so
Jimmy Garoppolo.
And it doesn't even have to be through the draft either. There's a couple of quarterbacks out there that are 2 years in that haven't had an opportunity, or 3 years, 4 years in that you can grab to teach. It doesn't have to be wait till the 4th round, 3rd round to grab somebody, because your top quarterbacks that you would want are going to be in the front of the draft. The kid from BYU, and then Trevor Lawrence, which is going to be interesting because is he going to fight Jacksonville for that? To deny going there and all that other stuff? Because I think there was talk that he said that he didn't want to go to New York for the Jets. So I don't know.
Listen,
interesting stuff's going to happen.
You'll play football where you play football.
Yeah. Did Bo Jackson do that? We learned the hard way.
Bo Jackson sure did do that. He came out. We drafted him in the US. He entered the USFL draft and then didn't come.
Yep.
And we offered to pay him, a fortune.
Didn't want it.
Nope.
Yep. All right. So kind of moving on from football a little bit. Last week we kind of ended the show talking about Mr. Potato Head, and getting rid of them, dropping the Mr. or the Mrs. or whatever, that whole cancel culture thing. And this week they took a shot at Dr. Seuss.
Hey, Mr. Coffee's next, by the way.
He's right. I heard that too.
All right. So Dr. Seuss, let me ask you a question. By the way, the folks wanting to take those 6 books out of publication is actually the family, the Dr. Seuss family. Okay. So it wasn't the publisher. It wasn't, people taking a shot at Dr. Seuss. It was that family that, what's the word I'm looking for? That family who came and said trust. That trust that came out and said, hey, we're getting rid of these 6 books. By the way, I've never heard of any of the 6. Dr. Seuss has written over 60 books. But let me ask you a question. Is this a stunt or is it the real thing? And the reason I ask you is if you looked on the top 10 list on Amazon today, 9 of the 10 books are Dr. Seuss.
Wow. I
Stunt
did not know that.
Or is this the real thing?
I have no information on whether this is a stunt or the real thing, but what I do know about Dr. Seuss is that, his books are fantastic. And it's not just, the rhyme and the, not even the story, but there's a meaning behind these things. I mean, you're talking about green eggs and ham, and all the places you'll go, and who is your mother, and one fish, red fish, blue fish. Yeah, those are really, and those are books that, first of all, I learned to read on, and the red fish, blue fish book. I mean, dude, I read that like every day as a kid, and not only was it teaching me to read, apparently counting too. I mean, it's a double one there. Green eggs and ham. Talking about, if you want to talk about, if you want to expand Dr. Seuss into, the cancel culture thing like that, you got to include green eggs and ham, not because of cancel culture, but because of the inclusion. It's telling you, hey, try something new. This is something that you're not familiar with, but go ahead and give it a shot because it may just be for you. Right. So that was a little rhyme there. I don't know if I caught it. But,
yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it's pretty shocking to me knowing that it came from the family and that they had a spike in book sales. By the way, I did a little bit of research. 60 books Dr. Seuss wrote that he authored. A lot of them weren't icons. Cliff, you just shared with us the ones that were icons, right? Yeah. But a lot of them weren't icons. I'd never heard of the 6 books that they wanted to pull from the shelf. So I don't know,
and it's not about the book, is it? It's about the illustration, from what I understand.
And there were some things that in there replied some racial inequality. Okay. So here's my thing, and you can call it a rant or whatever you want, but the guy is well past, right? The family, the estate, the trust handles that. By the way, Dr. Seuss still sells well over 1 million copies a year of the 60 books. Well over 1 million copies a year, and those ones that you named, Cliff, are the top 3 or 4. They represent, each of those represented over 500,000 sales a year.
Oh, all the places you'll go, every
that's
every
a famous graduation
school,
book.
Yeah, exactly. Every high school senior gets one of those, from somebody.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like I got a problem with. I guess where my concern lies is this guy was one of the great literary authors of our time. Probably, I know it was children's books, but I mean, to your point, Cliff, high school graduates today are still reading this book regularly. But we're going to go back a gazillion years. By the way, these were the 6 books that were chosen were some of the first books that he ever wrote. Okay. I don't know, but I'm 44 years old. Okay. If you were interviewing me for a job today and you chose not to hire me based on something that happened 14 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was 29 or 30, it would be the greatest mistake your company ever made to not hire me.
Right. Sure. I'm with you on that. The past, you can't change the past. If I don't want to open up a can of worms on this one, I'm just
that's why I'm staying quiet.
I'll be jumping in anytime you're ready, man.
I'm just saying, let's let sleeping dogs lie. Okay, the guy's dead. Now we're gonna go back and judge him for something he did and I don't, whether it was right or wrong, that's not what I'm arguing. What my argument is, we're gonna go back and judge him for something that happened a long time ago. He's done a lot of good things since then. And that's why I use the analogy like, hey, if you interviewed 30-year-old me and you checked references for 30-year-old me and you made the decision to hire me today, it would be the greatest mistake your company ever made.
Has anyone seen the pictures that they're complaining about?
I haven't seen anything of it. I would like to read the books to see what the big deal is. But I mean, they are people are making this stand, or what the family did with choosing to take them off the shelves. But if you point out of the 60 books, what was it? 9 they pulled off the shelves, or 6 off the shelf? 6 off the shelf. You know, that's very little. You know, because Horton Hears a Who, the Lorax, the Grinch Stole Christmas, all these things, I mean, are classics that you grow up on and you remember. From like Cliff said, reading, he pulled off a nursery rhyme from Dr. Seuss, and Cliff's 58 years old. I mean, what do you do?
I don't know if is he 58? I don't know if he got his AARP card this week.
Did you really, Cliff?
No, I didn't get my AARP. But hey, so you know what did happen to me the other week? We were watching probably right at the end of the playoffs. One of those Our Time commercials came on, and that's for singles, over 50. I'm not single, but they're showing it, and I was like, whoa, but those are old people, I mean, and then I was like, that's my demographic. I mean, that's my new demographic, dude. I'm not like if I needed to go on a dating site, I probably wouldn't do real well on what are they, hobbies? Help me out with the young people use.
Plenty of Fish, Tinder.
Okay, yes, I've heard of those. So, okay, yeah, I wouldn't do great on that, but I like my chances on Our Time.
Yeah, there's a new one that you should go on.
I think that's what it's called, Our Time. Yeah, it's for 50 and over.
50 and nifty. That's the one you should be on.
I realized that was my new demographic, man. I'm into the old person stuff there.
All right, moving on.
That's a hot topic, because before you go off, I wanted to bring this up while you're talking about that. So with the cancel culture thing, was they want to pull these books off the shelf, but yet, one of the hottest songs on the market in the Billboard charts is Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's song. And I'm not going to repeat what the name of the song is, but if you can look it up, but nobody says anything about that.
So you're saying this song is standard out there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I know the song. I know the song you're talking about. I would agree with that.
I'm looking at the pictures, by the way, from If I Ran the Zoo, and I don't know, man. I guess that's another story. Okay.
All right. So listen, moving on. So the Vegas Knights this week evicted from their hotel in San Antonio, Texas. Now, if you read the headline to this story, why would you think they got kicked out of their hotel?
Trash in their rooms, being rowdy or disruptive.
All right. So, being Eddie Van Halen.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Or the Hangover. Was there a tiger in their bathroom?
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care how many times I've watched that movie. If it's on, I will watch it wherever it's at when I flip into that channel.
It's a purse key. It's a purse key. What do you say?
So what happened?
So they didn't really do it. It was kind of disappointing. They didn't do anything unruly, right? So the hotel where they were staying at, which I guess is the guest hotel for opponents who are coming to play the San Jose Sharks, because like they keep it quarantined or cleaned or whatever.
Right.
They filed bankruptcy, unfortunately.
The team
did? No, the hotel.
Oh, the hotel did.
The hotel filed bankruptcy, and so part of that restructure is they had to close to, get
so
to that.
They say, get out, go find another hotel. Yeah. The whole team.
Wow. Yeah, and so like literally they found out about it. Like, hey, we got to get buses to the arena for this game, and by the way, pack up all your stuff because we're not coming back here tonight. So. I don't know that necessarily really disrupted the game, but listen, somebody who travels a lot for business, the worst thing going on right now with hotels during the pandemic is you can't get your room serviced, right? Meaning you can't get maid service. Most of the restaurants and or bars are closed, which for a business traveler, that's where you eat dinner, right?
Right.
Yeah. And it's a complete, like, all of the things that you like, no room service, like all of the things that you would like about a hotel or resort stay, none of them are available anymore. You might as well go to the Red Roof Inn. It's about the same.
Dude, do not go to the Red Roof Inn. Do not go to the Red Roof Inn. That's where hookers go, and and that's where people go to die, man. Do not go to the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah. Or Homewood Suites.
I was using it as, like a Holiday Inn, All
right.
Ramada Inn, Motel 6. If none of those things are going to be available, then it's basically just a room.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a clean room, though. Okay, it was clean before you moved in, and it's probably not the same sheets from the guy that was just there before you, So.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Chief. I know you brought this up earlier in the green room. Justin Rose.
This guy, man. Did y'all catch him at Bay Hill?
No.
Okay, so he's being aggressive. He's got a long shot over the water, and he doesn't make it. Okay, so what does he do?
So he pulled a hobby?
And so he drops the ball. So he hits one.
Oh, wait a minute. If it was a hobby, he'd have hit another one off the tee.
Well, exactly. Okay, this is not off the tee. So he's in the fairway. He's in the fairway. He's going to cut the corner. Okay, he's going to cut the corner. He's cut the corner a lot. Okay, so he puts one in the drink. And then if he was pulling a hobby, he'd just do a do-over because that one didn't count, because there was
because Cliff hit one in the water too.
Like
because Cliff hit one in the water too.
That's legit possibility. So he drops it. He hits another one. This one, at least the first one hit the rocks. The second one comes up like 10 feet short and it blinks in the lake.
So he puts two in the drink.
Put two in the drink. So if you just put two
at the tee box,
what do you do?
So at the tee box, you're supposed to hit it again, professional level.
He's not.
Oh, it wasn't the tee box.
He's in the fairway. So what do you do though? But he drops it. And by the way, the water. So you get to the closest point to where you crossed, which for him is only like a 10-yard move up. By the way,
okay,
so it's only like a 10-yard move up. So what do you do then?
You drop
it at the edge.
You drop another ball, and he hits another one. Guess where it goes?
In the water.
In the water, my man.
So let me think about this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the water. So he's got to hit 6. Am I about right?
That's a problem. No, see, that's wrong with your golf score right there, man. That's why you can't keep that. That right there shows you what's wrong with your golfing.
Hold on, 1, 2.
No, he's hitting 7. He's hitting
7.
7.
So,
okay.
So he finishes the hole with a 9. By the way, I've been there. Okay, I have finished the hole with an. I have finished the hole with a. If we're gonna stop at double par, I've had a 10.
We stop at double par.
Yeah, so that's probably the worst I've ever done than a 10. So anyway, so he gets a 9, which what, as a fan, I actually find that refreshing to see these guys struggle every once in a while. So anyway, so he winds up shooting a 9, goes over to the next hole, and after four strokes, not hitting the ball very well there, he's like, I'm out. He just calls it. He says he's out. Claims it was back spasms. Look, I don't know, man. He didn't seem to have a back spasm when he's trying to drive it over 300 yards, cut the corner. He felt good enough to, give that a shot.
So was this today?
You're accusing him
yesterday
of walking off the job because it wasn't going his way. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what it looks like. That is what it looked like. Yes.
That's probably what it is. But also, if he was already behind and he knew he wasn't going to come back, why even waste your time?
No, he was ahead. He was like in the top, I don't know, 2 groups or something, like 2 or 3 groups.
This was today?
Yesterday.
No, he said yesterday. Today was the final. Who ended up winning it, by the way? I didn't even see that.
Bryson DeChambeau is what I heard, but I don't know.
DeChambeau did?
That's what I heard. But
all right, so here I have a problem with this.
Yeah, go ahead, talk to me.
Does anybody find that shocking?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You have a problem with this.
Why? I have never in my life walked off the job because something wasn't going my way.
I can't do that.
When it's going hard, you lean in.
Yes.
You don't go hide in a corner. You man up. Oh, I'm getting fired up, Chief.
You're right, Cliff. It was Bryce.
He may have given up on on one of the best rounds that he ever had. Look, every fire that I have, doesn't go amazing. It's not amazing. I will tell you this, though. I have never met a slab I couldn't save. Every foundation I've ever come across still standing. So,
wow. Dude, they don't measure your job performance by that, I hope.
I might put that on there. So listen, but here's the thing. Yesterday, they were giving out hole-in-ones at Bay Hill. 2 guys hit hole-in-ones out there.
They were giving them out.
Well, dude, 2's a lot. I mean, I think the last time a hole-in-one was hit at Bay Hill during the tournament was something like 11 years ago. And I can't tell you the last time I was watching it only ever happens on a PGA tournament. I've never seen anybody that I've played with hit hole-in-one.
Who hit them yesterday?
Jordan Spieth hit one, and not Javi hit the other. So I don't know. I can't remember.
So it wasn't Justin Rose. He didn't hit one.
Talking about Justin Rose, he shot a 71 day 1, a 68 day 2.
Mm-hmm.
So he's -3, but then in day 3, Cliff, that was early because he only had 16 strokes in.
Yeah, it was like hole 3.
He left like 3, 4, 5 somewhere on it and withdrew from that.
Yeah,
because that would have put him at +3, right? Something like that. And he still could have been in the runnings for money. That's crazy.
He had already made the cut. He was in the money.
He made the cut. He was ready in.
You know who got hurt the most by that? By him walking off the job?
His caddy.
His caddy, yep.
His caddy doesn't get paid unless he gets paid.
And what's funny is Koo withdrew too. When he shot at 80, another golfer withdrew because he didn't like his first round. So maybe
listen, I don't understand that. I understand an injury. Okay. You have an injury. Mm-hmm. I'm all about, hey, you have an injury. It's not even a major one, but you want to live to play another day, meaning that you got to tee up next Thursday because that's where the PGA Tour works.
Right.
I'm okay with that. Hey, I think if I nurse this ankle or whatever to this sore wrist, I take the rest of the week off. I don't play any golf next Thursday. I'll be ready to go. But if you walk off the course because you're having a bad day, in my line of work, you'd never come back.
How about this? How about the guy who missed the cut by 1 and it doesn't get paid?
Right.
Because he doesn't make the cut. There's no money for him. And then Justin Rose just leaves, after playing 3 holes, 4 holes. He could have had that spot. You have a duty, as a guy who's being there to finish. That's
maybe he was hurt because, when I'm looking at the numbers and where he is, that could have put him +4. Maybe he could have came back. Who knows?
Dude, I think he had 2 bad holes, and then he says, "Oh, back spasm,"
and I'm done.
He's out. I got a problem with that. Yeah, I got a problem with that. All right, so hey, this week the governor of Texas comes out and says no more masks. I don't know. I kind of feel like we're already there, except for having to go to retail shops here in Florida. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
So at work, we have to wear masks. We wear work when I go to headquarters. It's a mask all the time. So while I'm in meetings with people, we're wearing masks. The guys on the trucks, they're wearing them when they're in the truck. We have to wear them in the station.
Wow.
So yeah. So I would love to see us go to a no mask rule. I'm very interested because, so I'm interested in this for 2 reasons. Number one, they said that, the Super Bowl is going to be the super spreader event. Okay. Yeah. And there's a lot of videos, people down in Ybor City and,
the Super Bowl parade, the parade specifically.
Well, yeah. But, it never happened. There was no super spreader. Our numbers have been going down for weeks now, for months. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in Texas. Because I think that, if Texas is onto something here, okay, they're going to be the guinea pig for the rest of us. I don't know.
Exactly. See what happens there and then follow suit.
Yeah,
right?
Because, I understand Fauci's position, and everything that he has said says that I'm going to err on the side of caution. That's the reality.
That's the responsible thing to do, though. That's the responsible thing to do.
It's responsible, but it's super restrictive as well. And it has hurt a lot of people. It's hurt people financially. It's hurt people socially.
Sure, businesses.
It's been, exactly. So I'm excited to see things get back to normal. I think right now we've got something along the lines of more than 10% of the United States have received vaccinations. Somewhere around 20% of us have had COVID. So you put the two together, where if the antibodies are still present, we're at 30%, which is nowhere near the herd immunity number, but the numbers are going down.
And I think it's more than Texas too. I think it was in like 16 states that said no mask.
I don't know about 16 states, but I think
I don't know. But I know Texas has been one of the ones that's been locked down for a pretty considerable period of time. Listen, I mean, individual businesses can still have whatever company policies that they want, right?
Well, I have to wear a mask in the building, 24/7.
Even if the governor of Texas says no masks, those individual businesses
mandate,
those individual businesses can still
say
those individual
wear the mask.
Hey, you can't come into Publix without a mask, and
right.
The local municipality. Thank you. They could require their workers to wear one. I'll tell you what. I'm hitting the road this week. This is my first big trip. Normally, I travel pretty regularly for my career, my job.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first big trip in a year. I'm heading out tomorrow. I'm gonna be gone till Friday. And I did make sure that the people that I'm going to visit are totally okay with the fact that that's what we're doing. But I'm excited and anxious to get back out there. I mean, we can only sit on our couches for so long.
So two things. I think the mask mandate says that well, first of all, there's another aspect of it is that he's allowing all businesses to open at 100%. Okay, so I mean, that's a big
right.
deal.
That's true.
So an individual business could still say, hey, I'm only going to open at 50%, something along those lines. So it is up to the individual business owner, how they're going to do it. But the difference is also the municipalities can no longer. They don't have the local authority to say, okay, the governor says you don't have to, but here in our little town, we are still requiring it. So that they lose that authority. They could probably still tell their employees, look, you're going to wear a mask because you work for us, but they can't tell everybody else, hey, this is what you're going to do.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Like I said, we'll see.
I mean,
we're going to watch.
I think to your point, I think Javi, maybe it was yours. It's a good experiment, right?
Yeah.
We'll see how things go there, and if things go well, I think you'll see other states do. The same. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure we'll be right behind them. State of Florida.
So a couple of things leading in coming to this weekend. So March Madness is right around the corner. For those who are not familiar, men's college and women's college basketball, they term their end of the year tournament, national tournament, March Madness. That the selection show is this coming Sunday. It's a week from today.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some big names missing from this tournament.
Yeah, Kentucky's not going to make it. They're out.
Kentucky, they're 11-11. Whole thing. Yeah. That Kentucky at this point would have to win the SEC championship probably to make the NCAA tournament. And the other one is going to be Duke. Yeah. Duke hasn't missed a Final Four in 24 years. I'm sorry, not a Final Four. They haven't missed March Madness in 24 years.
Wow.
Okay, so, I mean, we're going into a tournament that's like going to have Kentucky or Duke.
I'm looking at North Carolina. I don't know if North Carolina is going to make it yet.
They're bubble
with their record, 15-9.
Well, they'll get in.
You think so?
They'll get in at 15-9 for sure. Yeah. Absolutely believe that.
Pooh Bear says that I have Duke as my number one seed. My bracket's busted before it ever gets started. So
hey, there he is. He can watch the show.
Where's he at?
I think he's on the road.
Chief has Duke as number one seed.
Yeah.
So so we talked about doing a man event March Madness bracket.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. And by the way, Chief and I decided the rules a mere 60 minutes ago. Okay. So If you want to participate in the man event bracket, you need to send us either on our Facebook page or our YouTube page. They're easy to find. Just Google the man event, go on Facebook or go on YouTube, search the man event. I promise you'll find us. Send us a message that you want to be a part of our March Madness bracket challenge. The winner of the March Madness bracket challenge is going to receive, where did I write this? Some official The Man Event gear. This stuff is priceless, by the way. It is limited edition t-shirts, hats, and boy band hoodies.
Boy band
hoodies, right?
But there's more. But wait.
The winner of the Man Event bracket challenge will be a guest on this show live.
Ooh. Boom. That just happened.
That just happened. So here's the deal. Well, I'm sure we'll set this up through like ESPN or Yahoo or whatever it is. We'll get the link out there. It'll be free and it'll be fun. We'll make fun of you on this show for at least 2 weeks leading up to the finals. So you might even get a mention, which could be worth it. But yeah, let us know. Send us a message on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and we will make sure that you get invited to the Man Event Bracketology Bracket Challenge. You know, Chef Javi might even make you something delicious.
We could throw that in there. I'll do that. I'll make an appearance.
Boom. Chef Javi just catered.
Huh. I'm suddenly more interested in winning this than I was, 5 minutes ago.
Then you were.
Hey, but if I join this and I win it, then I need you to make me something.
Done.
Peanut butter
and jelly.
Do that.
We can do that.
I don't eat jelly. You know that.
Hey, he's going to make Mama Bassett's baked beans.
Mama Bassett's baked beans. There you go. All right.
That's fair enough.
All right. Or, a cherry dump cake.
I don't make
I didn't get to taste that.
I don't know anyone that has a cherry dump cake recipe.
All right. So listen, a couple things we're going to rocket fire here as we're closing down the show. Pooh Bear shared with us, who's not on the show tonight. Well, I'm going to mention that as many times as possible. But Pooh Bear, who's not on the show tonight, he sent us a message this week that this guy, Trevor Bauer, Major League Baseball pitcher, pitched 3 innings with one eye closed. And by the way, nobody scored. So I don't know about you. Like, I played Little League, and I always did the one eye thing. Like, my coaches would be on me all the time about that. Like, open both of your eyes. But for whatever reason, I wanted to act like a sniper, as I was staring down the pitcher.
Just kind of focus a little bit better at your target.
Yeah, But it made me think. There's been other professional athletes.
I could tell you one right now.
Fire away, Hobby.
Jim Abbott. Had no hand.
He
put the glove. He put the glove on his hand, and then when he pitched it, the motion from him throwing the ball, he got his hand in the glove, and he was ready to receive a ground ball or whatever. And then he would have to put it under his arm, grab the ball out, and then throw it.
Yes, which he did very well. He was an all-star pitcher, baseball pitcher.
Yeah. He was an all-star pitcher.
Also won a gold medal with the United States men's baseball team.
That to me, that still amazes me, the way he would do that. Yeah, Jim Abbott on the list.
All right, so Chief, what do you got?
Well, I mean, Michael Jordan, obviously hitting free. He's trying to steal my thunder here, man. He's off the show. Take that down. He's he's trying to steal my. Yeah, but Michael Jordan, famously, he closes his eyes and bam, and Shaq can't do it with both eyes open. So
no, that's also true. Also true. Yeah. So, but by the way, like I don't think that pitching with one eye is particularly difficult. By the way, I do think making a free throw with your eyes closed, and definitely pitching and fielding a baseball with one arm.
But Pooh said that's more of a taunt. That wasn't.
That's the hardest of it all, right?
He didn't do that all the time.
But, Javi, do you remember? I asked the Chief this earlier. You weren't in the green room yet, but do you remember Bo Kimball? Bo Kimball played college basketball at Loyola Marymount.
Okay.
And this was a gazillion years ago. Loyola Marymount was playing in the WCC Conference Championship. I think it was the semifinal, actually. And Hank Gathers dropped dead in the middle of the game. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
You may have been too young, Javi. So Hank Gathers, by the way, would have been likely an NBA player, would have been drafted in the NBA. He drops dead from a heart issue, and his best friend Bo Kimball at the time says, "For the rest of my career, no matter what, I will shoot free throws left-handed." My first.
Wow.
He'll shoot his first free throw of the game left-handed. So he did that in the conference final. They won, went on to the NCAA tournament. They made a run to the Elite Eight.
Was this a few years ago?
They were a Cinderella team. No, dude, this is back probably when I was maybe in middle school.
Okay, because Loyola did that run like 2 years ago too.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So even in his NBA career, he shot his first free throw left-handed in honor of his fallen friend, Hank Gathers. But, yeah, some interesting storylines there in regards to some players doing some not ordinary stuff in the middle of a game. But, while we're talking basketball, I thought it'd be appropriate to mention, Chief, who you got tonight in the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game?
Oh, my gosh. We're playing – no fans are allowed, man. So I'm not I'm out. I got nothing on that one, dude.
I'm not watching it, but if I were to tell you –
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you, I think the West is going to win it. I think they're stronger, but go ahead.
I couldn't even tell you a team in the West.
Yes, you can.
The Lakers.
Hello.
The Clippers?
Hello.
How about the Seattle Supersonics?
They're coming back. They're asking for a team. Seattle is.
The Seattle Supersonics?
I don't know if it'll be Supersonics, but Seattle's wanting a basketball team.
What about the Utah Jazz? Are they in the Western Conference?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Look at Cliff. He's done with this.
He's like, I'm out. I
heard if we're talking basketball, the New Jersey Nets just acquired Blake Griffith. So now that team is stacked and good chances for them to win it.
Yep.
Brooklyn Nets.
Sure who Blake Griffin is, Nets. He must be a good player.
Yeah, he's all right.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't he the kid who had like a cousin or a brother?
He had a twin brother.
Yeah. Twin brother. Is it twin brother?
I think it was a twin brother. Can't remember his name. Brian Griffith. I don't know.
All right,
I don't watch NBA that much anymore.
I'm going to save this conversation right now just by saying that today is National Cereal Day. And
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Churros.
Oh, wow. Cinnamon. Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. It's not as good as Peanut Butter Captain Crunch, though. But we love
That's number 2, Cliff. That's number 2.
There you go.
Peanut Butter Captain Crunch is pretty legit. I'm going to go. Mine is probably going to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch, number 2, Lucky Charms.
Okay, so we haven't said this brand. I love this topic because we haven't said this brand. So you guys just said General Mills and then the Captain Crunch are on their own. So what's your Kellogg's? What's your Kellogg's brand?
You're getting really narrowed down here, man.
Mine's Corn Pops.
What's my Kellogg's?
Oh, I love Corn Pops, man. I love Corn Pops, yeah.
What are Apple Jacks?
Oh, that's the worst cereal on the planet.
Are you kidding?
Hey, listen, do you guys remember Nerd cereal? Do you remember Nerd cereal?
Yes, that was a limited edition.
Dude, every time I ate Nerd cereal as a kid, I puked every single time.
Okay, I got one more. What's your post? I got to go Fruity Pebbles.
Okay, if Fruity Pebbles is I'm going to go Fruity Pebbles too. Then.
Who has frosted shredded wheat?
Kellogg's.
My dad. That's who has frosted shredded wheat.
I love shredded wheat, man. I love it. Frosted shredded wheat. I love that.
Now, when you talk about cereals from back in the day, do you remember the Dunkin' Donuts cereal back in the day? It only came out for a little bit, and the Dunkin' Donuts, the baker You remember the Dunkin' Donut cereal? Chocolate and
the donuts.
Yes. Anyways, good topic, Clifford. I like that. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hey, before we go, I need to give a shout out to my Aunt Sue. It's her birthday today, or actually tomorrow, but I won't be on the show tomorrow. So happy birthday, Aunt Sue.
Happy birthday, Aunt Sue. Do you have a special baked bean recipe too?
I don't think she's got a
Bush's. It's called Bush's baked beans. They come in a can. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to entertain you for the last hour. This is the Man Event. If you have liked what you have seen tonight, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Feel free to share this with your friends so that they don't miss out on the opportunity to be in our bracket challenge and a chance to be a guest on this show. Chef Javi, thanks for filling in tonight, man. You are a winner as always, and we appreciate you.
Hey, thanks. I want to say something to Cliff. Every time I look at Cliff's background, it looks like I'm in a local Bennigan's with all the stuff on the wall. And
dude. Hey, we had a new thing. We had something I was going to do tonight. I never got around to it.
Bennigan's had the best nachos.
Here we go.
They had killer nachos. They had killer nachos, man.
No, that sandwich they had, that fried sandwich.
The Monte Cristo.
The Monte Cristo, yes. What we need to have a show where we just talk about our favorite foods.
We'll take 2 hours.
Next week we'll be here talking about some of our favorite restaurants, fast foods, pizza joints.
You better send me the email then.
We're gonna
wait 2 weeks because I gotta go out of town on some other things. Anyways, it was a pleasure. Thanks
for tuning in. This is the Man Event. We're out.